All right, there, that looks pretty good.
Hi guys! This is what me and my friends do all the time. We will just sit here on my floor until like 3 in the morning and talk. So today you guys are gonna be my friends and we're just gonna talk. P.S. guys, outfit of the day. I am in fact wearing shorts because I already know there's gonna be wardrobe malfunctions in this video. So, just posted on Instagram, maybe what do you guys wanna know? So let's see. We can start with this. How have you been in general? Honestly, I have been fantastic lately. It is Leo season. I thrive in the summertime. I just have been feeling so good lately. I've been having like the ultimate hot girl summer. A lot has been going on. I've been traveling all over the place and not just experiences like that, but I feel like I'm growing as a person a lot right now. Like I've been saying in all my videos lately, I just really want to be the best version of myself, and I'm on kind of like a spiritual journey at the moment. I felt like I said a while ago, I kind of lost myself for a little too long, I think. And I'm not gonna get emotional already, but yeah, I just feel like I was not myself for the last long time, and I feel like this summer I've been coming alive again and just getting really back to who I used to be, and not only who I used to be but who I'm becoming, and I think really honing in and creating the best version of me. And I know I've been saying that in a lot of my videos, and what does that really mean? And honestly, I don't know. I'm kind of figuring it out as I go, but I will say I think more than ever I am really starting to align how I believe you should live your life with how I do live my life, and that is just bringing me a lot of peace and joy. And I think I've just been more authentically myself lately in every area of my life, and that has just been really, really refreshing, and I think that's just been making me really happy. So yeah, you know I love giving advice. How about this? Best tip for the girlies: do whatever you want. Literally all the time. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter what other people say. You know, if you want to dye your hair bright pink, dye your hair bright pink. If you want to text him first, text him first. If you want to quit your job and go become an artist, do it. As the girlies, we are the ethereal fairy princess angels of the earth. Whoever you are when you close your eyes and dream up your perfect dream girl, be her. You can do it. Anything at all. What are you most grateful for? Honestly, I have so many answers to this question, and I think I'm very grateful for that, to be honest. I'm grateful that I'm grateful for so many things in my life, but I will say this, there's two that are overwhelmingly kind of similar and intertwined. Such a cheesy answer, but it's so true. It is you guys watching. It is 0% lost on me how lucky I am to have an army of amazing, strong, beautiful women watching me through a screen. You know, I went to the Taylor Swift Eras tour. Obviously, it was amazing. I'm a huge Swiftie. I'm grateful for Taylor Swift. I'm grateful to be alive in this era. I also went to the 1989 tour. And I remember sitting in Staples Center and I'm looking around at all the people in the stadium, and she says, I just want to say thank you to all 15,000 of you who came out tonight. And I couldn't help but think, you know, 15,000 people selling out Staples Center. I'm talking to many, many nights right now of a sold out Staples Center tour. Hi. Welcome to Amber's Eras tour. Actually, honestly, that's a great example. That is kind of how I feel lately. I feel like I am just entering into a new era of my life. And you guys have been here through all of the different eras of my life, and now I'm moving into another one. And to have women standing behind me is just one of the greatest honors in the world. And I'm so, so grateful that you guys, I'm going to cry, that you guys chose to watch back then and choose to watch still now. So thank you so much for that. I'm really grateful. I really am. Yeah. Oh. I'm also grateful that tears taste good. Salty. It goes along with that, but actually the other thing that I'm super grateful for is my past self really, you know, I was saying earlier how things are hard to do, and it's not every day that someone is brave enough or strong enough or courageous enough to do anything. And I am so grateful that I was so diligent and so steadfast and so just believed in myself so much back when there was no reason for me to. So I owe my whole life today to who I was back then, and I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful for who I was then. Oh man, this was supposed to be fun. I mean, it is fun. I like a good cry, I'm not gonna lie. How you're doing with your mental health, you look happier. Thanks. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I used to push most of that stuff under the rug just because, you know, on the outside, my life is so perfect. It really is. And again, not lost on me. I mean, look at this background, you know, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. And I really believe that, which is a very important mantra that I do keep in mind all the time. I am a very lucky girl. But aside from that, whether you noticed or not, I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't feeling great for like, honestly, a long time. And I think realizing how much that had been affecting me the last few years made me want to take steps to really change my world, you know? I didn't want to live in a mess anymore. I didn't want to dress like a slob anymore. I didn't want to let the wonderful world that I had created for myself go to waste. So I just really wanted to bring back to life the me that I knew was still inside of me. And yeah, I think that's what really kickstarted everything. So I've been really just trying to find myself again lately and get back to my spirit. And even this video, just something I've always wanted to kind of sit down and do. Doing it, it's really good for my soul. I feel like it's bringing me back to life in many, many ways. Speaking of becoming your best self, sponsor for today's video is BetterHelp, which if you guys are needing to talk to someone, it's a great resource you guys might want to check out. It's super easy. You just fill out this little questionnaire. They will match you with licensed therapists only, trained to help you with whatever it is that you need. It's the easiest path to therapy that I think exists. So if you guys want to check it out, the link betterhelp.com/AmberJoel is in the description. Click my name when you sign up and they'll give you a special discount on your first month too. So cheers to all of us becoming, you know, the best versions of ourselves. I think together we're already on a pretty good start, so I'm looking forward to what the future has to hold for us. Okay, this is a good one. What job would you want to do if YouTube didn't exist? You know, if someone gave me $1 billion and said you don't ever have to work another day in your life, what would you do? I would absolutely still do this. And I think I want to transition my channel actually a little more into what I would do if I was retired. You know, like this is the kind of video that I would make if I never had to do anything ever again. And I'm so lucky because people often ask me this question, you know, like, oh, do you have any hobbies? And the answer is actually no. Not to sound super boring, but all of my hobbies have been lucky enough to turn into a career. Back when I had 100 other jobs, this is what I was doing for fun. And if I wasn't doing this, I would want to be a teacher for sure. I love sharing what I know and what I've learned and helping people grow up. I feel like I love showing you guys the world and showing you guys how to do things. And I do make my videos to be entertaining, so I hope you're having a little bit of a good time watching this at least, but mostly I hope you go away with every video that I ever post with some kind of little nugget of knowledge that will make you walk through the world a little differently. So, teacher, I think, is what I would do. What is your biggest inspiration in life? You know, I have a lot of things that really inspire me. I gotta say, my nostalgia for the past, I think I've had many past lives. As you guys know, I'm very into like vintage and antique, and I'm a very old soul, and I think that this particular lifetime, I think this is my last one, you know? I think this is my last time on earth. And the legacy that I want to leave behind is what inspires me the most, I think. Just how will I be thought of for many years down the road? Like when people say my name in 100 years, 200 years, what will they say? If I ever have a daughter someday, what is she gonna say about her mom? And while I have the chance, you know, what am I gonna say to you guys? I am living one of my wildest dreams right now. I used to sit on my floor and talk to the camera when no one was watching. So what am I going to say to you, and how will you remember me and my mark in the art history book of time? I think about that all the time. What was one experience that changed your perspective about life? Since this is a video about life, I think that's a pretty good one, but I've actually always wanted to tell this story, but I guess I never really had an opportunity in a video until now, so here's my big chance. My old apartment, the first one that I ever moved into post being a YouTuber. Remember that big window I used to have in there? The story is about the window. So, before I ever moved in, I only toured it in the day. So I had never seen that window at night up until the first night I was actually living there. And I remember I looked out it for the first time and it took my breath away. And I just remember thinking that that was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. The cityscape sparkling in the background. It just made, I mean, I could tear up thinking about it right now. I just remember it was like such an important moment in my life. But cut to the next night. I looked out the window and it was just 50 times more beautiful than the night before. Glittering, sparkling, crystal clear. And I realized that the night before had actually been a really cloudy night and actually wasn't even close to as beautiful as the view could really be. And that was a lesson, I think, in things just really can always get better. Even when you think that something is the best thing you've ever seen, done, whatever, there is always more magic on the horizon, and some of the most amazing, wonderful days of our lives have truly never even happened yet. And that, I think that night, realizing that something that I thought was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in the world wasn't even half of all that could and will be, just made me realize that God actually has so many more wonderful things in store and things that you don't even know. Especially now, you know, I mean, thinking back on how beautiful that window was and how much it used to take my breath away, it's still not even close to the window that I have now. And I think the metaphor in there is that life really can get so good. You never even really know just how good it can actually get. There's always so much more. The meaning of life, wow. You know, I honestly think the meaning of life is to enjoy. That's it. I like to think of life as kind of a spiritual experience instead of a human one. Like, if I was an angel up in heaven and God said, would you like to go down and like see what it's like to be a human? I would imagine, since it's me, I would have been like, oh my gosh, yes. So I kind of like to think in that scenario, like I'm just an angel participating in this world, and learning and seeing like what the human experience can be like, and what is it like to have a body, and what is it like to learn and grow. And it'll be nice to go back up to the angels someday and tell them all the things I learned and saw and, you know, made my soul grow. I want to be able to go back up to heaven and tell God I had a great time. I also like the idea that I'll leave the earth just a little better than I found it, you know? How do I love myself? I've read every book, repeated every affirmation, and I still fail. You know what? I have done a couple videos sort of on this topic in the past, but I think the biggest thing to learning to love yourself is that you don't have to be perfect to love yourself at all. In fact, you don't even have to like yourself very much. You just have to kind of accept that you're not perfect, and that's okay, and that doesn't mean that you don't deserve to enjoy your life. How I was kind of saying earlier that we're just like spiritual beings experiencing the human life. Your body is just a vessel. You're much more of a soul than you are of anything else, and I think learning to love that and thinking about your physical form as just an art piece to express who you are on the inside. And it's never going to be perfect, but that's kind of what makes it art and unique. And you should enjoy it because there's only one you. I think it's kind of a lifelong journey too. It's not something that you wake up overnight and you're like, oh yeah, I love myself now. But I think becoming friends with yourself, and over time just realizing it's okay if you're not perfect, you're never going to be. There's still things to love about yourself. Learn and grow, you know? How do you keep going when it feels like everything is trying to push you back? This is something that I feel like I've really been learning a lot lately, specifically with, as you know, I do a bunch of businesses and I do all sorts of things. And you guys know I'm always talking about relaunching 333, and it has taken me 5 million years to do what I want to do with it, and it's just so hard. Like, funding is hard, the manufacturing is hard. Like, when you are a perfectionist like me, getting everything perfect is very hard. But I tell you this, I held one of the rings in my hand the other day for the first time. Dozens of samples later, months of working on it, and I can honestly say it was perfect. And holding perfection in my hand after so many months of working on it, I was not only holding something that I was so proud of, I was holding something no one had ever done before. And the reason that no one has ever done it is because it's hard. And the greatest of the greats are great at something because most people stop on the way there. And most people do not, you know, when things are pushing them back, they stop. There's a famous quote that basically says, go the extra mile, it's never crowded. Point is, what keeps me going when things are always pushing me back is knowing for every single thing that pushes me back, it just amplifies how much more it will mean to me on the other side. So, yeah. I genuinely believe if you never give up, you're going to get whatever it is that you want. So that always keeps me going. All the greats are one of one. I just turned 18. What's some big girl advice you would give knowing what you know now? You know, weirdly, I feel like being 18 was not that long ago. I think have fun and know that it's okay to not really know everything. 18, you feel like you're so old and mature and you've lived a whole life, but that's not true at all. You're just a baby of the universe still. And make wise decisions, but also know that it's okay if you mess up. It's okay if you don't do everything perfectly. So find your passions, chase them relentlessly, and know that it's all gonna work out no matter what. And remember to make memories that someday when you're 30, sitting on your floor and someone asks you about what it was like to be 18, make sure you make memories that will make you smile very big. This is actually a very interesting question because I've been thinking about this a lot lately. How do you keep connecting with friends who are in a different stage in their lives? Hear me out. I have friends all over the board. I have friends who are 21 and are in college and are like, I feel like I'm their cool aunt and I'm like mentoring them and helping them grow. And then I have friends who are 57 who are mentoring me and are helping me grow. I know people living out of their car, and I know people who made $80 million last year. I truly have such a wide range of people that I know and people in my life. And I think that's one of the things that keeps me very aware of myself and time and how much I have grown and how much I still have left to grow. And I think the best way to stay connected to our fellow humans in general is just remember that you can learn so much from everyone, no matter what walk of life, stage of life, anything. We're all a lot more similar than we are different. So even in different stages, we're all very similar souls, you know? On that topic, this is kind of a nice one. Where do you see yourself 30 years from now? Honestly, I hope 30 years from now, I'm doing the same thing that I'm doing now, but on a more grand scale. How do I explain this? I think how I was just saying, like when I'm, 30 looking back on being 18, I hope that when I'm 99, I'm looking back on my life now and thinking, hell yeah, I did it. First of all, I'm gonna be a very chic little old lady with like, I already know my haircut. It's gonna be like gray and come out like this and be swoopy, and I'm gonna be just so chic and cool, all dressed in my vintage Chanel that I'm buying today. But yeah, I think, like I said, I hope I made the legacy that I wanted to make, and I can look back on my life and really be super proud. Probably sitting right here in the Sky Castle too, except I have a chair. Are you afraid of aging? No. I think that I'm going to be the world's greatest old lady. I just think that's in my destiny. I'm already a 97-year-old in a 30-year-old's body. My prime is gonna be when I'm 75. I like to think that I live my hotness to the fullest, like I'm wearing short skirts. I'm really doing the most to enjoy this era, but the little wrinkles by my eyes and stuff, it just means I smiled a lot, so I don't mind, What is something that you learned this year? Well, I write every year on my birthday, you guys know this. I write little lists of what I learned over the year, and 25 things I learned at 25, 22 things I learned at 22, and something I'm definitely gonna write on the list this year is this: if your intentions are pure, be fearless. If your heart truly believes that it needs to be said or done, do it. The world always needs more of things done in love. I don't know if I even have an answer for this question, but have you let go of something you desperately wanted? It's really deep. I wrote this down on my list last year, which is you can't always have everything you want, but you can always go after it, and you should always go after it. And I think I've let go of things that I thought I desperately wanted, but sometimes no is an answer that you want from the universe, and I've learned to accept that with grace, I think. If something is really meant for me, it will come to me, and I do believe I'm always divinely protected, Main tips for manifesting. Hard work will always turn into good luck. Will everything work out? I'm currently having a quarter life crisis. Please help a girly out. Love you too. Let me tell you this. Not only will everything work out, but things are going to be even better than you ever literally could have dreamed of. I mean, if this is not proof enough, I am living, breathing proof that your dreams can happen. I mean, if I could have only seen this when I started my channel, my God. But you know what? I gotta tell you, I did always kind of see it in here. One of my go-to #1 favorite quotes that always calms me down is that you can't mess up fate, It's whatever's written in the stars is going to happen no matter what. I honestly believe that one of the only reasons we dream things is because destiny has already ordained it for us. So always keep that thought in your heart and mind, and never stop believing, and never stop chasing everything that it is that you want, because someday you'll be sitting in it. On that note, I love you. Kisses till next time. XO. Too long to type in the question box, but would you rather accidentally send your mom a link to or find out the lingerie your man bought you is used? Probably rather send my mom a link to She already knows I shop online a lot. It wouldn't be that weird. Sorry, Mom.